Hello! Hi and welcome back to the channel. Since I still cannot play Stardew Valley right now, I still wanted to provide you with a Stardew themed video. And that's why we're here. Today I'm gonna be ranking all the bachelors and bachelorettes of Stardew Valley. Just before we start, please note that this is gonna be very biased. That I obviously would never rank real people in real life, so please keep that in mind. And I know like some people like Penny or I don't know, Haley or Harvey, I have just not gotten the chance to get to know them at all, so I'm also excited to see how this will change over time. But I think we can get started. This list is by Mike Star Prince on Twitter. And I guess that's all out of the way. Also, this is just for fun. So let's see, and we're starting right away with Abigail. I'm gonna be putting everyone right into the middle while we talk about them, so don't mind that. Oh, Abigail. I really love Abigail. She's just one of the first people I kinda fell in love with when I started playing the game. She's always so nice and fun to talk to, and is a bit like, she's always joking around and dare to have fun, and you can play games with her, even though I suck at the journey of the Prairie King. I disappointed her so hard. But it's always fun. Like, I can just imagine myself making a games night where we can all hang out, play board games with Abigail, joke around, have fun. It's something I do with some of my friends, and I don't know, everything about Abigail I like a lot. She also plays the flute just like me. Oh my god, I had a concert yesterday, so I don't know where I'm going with this. But she also plays the flute, and it's so nice. And the fact that she goes out into nature, into the mountains to play there, that's so beautiful and cool. I would also do that if I had the courage and if I had mountains near me. And I mean, it is a bit sacrilegious to go out into the rain and play in the rain. I don't know how I feel about that, but maybe she had a plastic flute or something for those special occasions, who knows. I really like Abigail. For now, I think I'm gonna put her in A. The reason is, I don't know, I feel like maybe a level of deep discussion would be, I don't know, she feels not immature, but not as mature as some other characters. Or like, especially like Leah, I feel like she's one of the most mature people. We'll see. I might change that later, but I really love Abigail, so I'm gonna put her in A for now. Let's move on to Alex. Oh god, Alex. For the majority of my videos so far, I really disliked Alex. He's just the kind of toxic alpha bro, sexist bully. No, maybe not a bully, but he is, yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, his recent cutscene where he opens up about his backstory and everything, it makes me feel, I don't know, because like I have gone through not the same but similar things, and stuff like that is painful, and I feel for him so bad. And I feel like, I think I've said this before in a video, but I think there's a very good or interesting arc with Alex, especially as a male player, where, again, this is just what I've heard, where there's a lot of struggles with internalized homophobia, and stuff, and I feel like there's a lot of potential there. And obviously there needs to be some growth as well, especially with his comments regarding women and being like, do you have a bikini? And or I don't know, I would play catch with you if you were a guy, or whatever he said. I'm gonna put him in C for now. Or in D. No, I don't feel like he's that bad. But I think there is a lot of room for growth. Let's do Elliot next. Okay, Elliot. One thing I find so funny, and it's a thing where you don't realize it until you do, and then you just can't unsee it, and it starts bothering you every time, which is that Elliot, you never see him facing forward. Like, why can we not get one sprite of him just facing forward like all the other bachelors out there? It's so funny to think about. Like, imagine talking to him, but he never faces you. He's just always talking to you with his head to the side. Just imagine. I don't know. I feel like that's so funny. But regardless of that, I don't know. So far, Elliot just kind of gives me rich kid vibes. Like, he's never had a day of hard work. And, like, okay, I know writing and being creative and doing creative work is hard work, but I feel like there's a level of, I don't know, maybe moral superiority. Like, he thinks, I don't know. That's just kind of how he comes off to me. And the fact that he, at that one cutscene where he's like to Gus, he's like, bartender, and Gus is like obviously displeased and doesn't really like it. I don't know, it just feels a bit off to me. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Another thing I find very funny about him is that he has the dialogue where he's like, the forest is a beautiful place. Have you been to one? And I'm like, I literally live on a forest farm. Of course I've been to a forest. What do you mean? It's also so funny to me. Also, I feel like if I compare him to Abigail, for example, with Abigail, I feel like there's a room to have fun, to joke around, to like be childish from time to time. And I feel like Elliot hasn't really shown us any of that so far. I don't know, it's gonna be a low C or no, I can't justify putting him in D because, you know, he does care about the environment. I do like that dialogue line where at the Moonlight Jelly Festival where he's kind of talking about that. And I think that's great. And the other thing is, compared to people like Haley or Alex as well, or Shane, he is never outwardly rude or anything. He never says kind of bully comments, or I don't know, comments that are just mean-spirited. So I don't know if I can justify putting him so low. Let's put him in C for now. Okay, Emily. Oh, that's an interesting one. I mean, the thing is, look at her, look at that sprite. It's kind of scary. I feel like Emily would murder you in your sleep. I don't know. Can you see it? Those eyes, they look so lifeless and evil to me. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, in real life, there's reasons behind why people may look a certain way and whatever and give off a certain impression. I'm not talking about that. I know everyone, like, I have zero control over my face, but just what I'm talking about is that gigantic grin. And she's like, I'm gonna get you, Timmy. But regardless of all of that, because that really doesn't say anything about her character, I think Emily is very sweet and very nice, always. I think there's nothing wrong with Emily or her behavior. And the fact that she's working at Gus's, she's offering to help out at the farm, that's so nice. And I feel like she's just genuinely a kind person. The thing is, you have this whole cutscene where she has like this weird vision or whatever, and I don't know, she's just giving off very crystal girly spiritual vibes, and that's fine and valid, and I like that for her. But I don't know if I would vibe with her in real life. You know what I mean? I would be friendly with her, I would like her, but I don't really see a potential to become like best friends or anything. But also the fact that she came up to us and offered us that we could use her sewing machine, that's so nice. Like, I have nothing against Emily, so I'm just gonna leave her in B tier. Oh, okay, Haley. Let's see, how do we feel about Haley? I don't know, she's kinda mean. She always says such rude comments, and I also think that there's a lot of room for growth and a lot of potential there for character development. But I have not gotten to that point yet. And what I have seen of her yet, and just to make sure, or just to clarify, we've been in the valley for 2 years. Not quite, but like close to. And I know it depends on how many gifts you give them, but she's still being rude and kind of like, I don't know, commenting on our pants or... Wait, maybe that was Alex? I don't know. One thing I like about her is that she does photography, and I think that's so... It's so cute to see her out in nature, taking pictures and being like unresponsive, I think, because she's so focused on her craft. I think that's amazing. And I feel like I've gifted her, I think, a sunflower once, and she really liked it, and I thought that was cute. But I don't know, I don't have that many good things to say about Haley so far. She's kind of giving middle school bully vibes, and that's... I don't know. I feel like she's another candidate for C tier, to be honest. Or D tier? I don't know if I can justify that. But also, like, she's really mean. And I don't know, because again, I'm not saying there is no potential for a good friendship there. I feel like she, once you get to know her, she will be a very nice person. But as of right now, I might put her in D tier, but nothing against Haley. Yeah, let's see. I might change all that up later. Let's move on to Harvey for now. Harvey. Okay. Harvey is another one of those people who I have nothing to do with. Like, I talk to him on occasion, but that's pretty much it. I feel like Harvey, he's always nice, and I appreciate that, as well as the fact that he went to medical school. He did all those years of learning and training to come to the valley, to the Pelican Town, and be the only doctor in town and help the villagers out there. And I think that's very admirable. Also the fact at that one, I think it was a Harvey cutscene where he notices us and is like, Shmiri, you can't be here. this is a medical checkup, it's private and whatever. And I think that's good, because it's always important as a medical professional to keep or to maintain the privacy of your patients. And I think that's also a good thing about him. And again, with Harvey, I have nothing bad to say about him. I just literally know nothing about him. Yeah. Me trying to think of anything to say. I think the thing, and that has nothing to do with Harvey directly, but the fact that he charges for medical expenses. I mean, it's an American thing, I guess, but like, I don't pay to go to the doctors for a checkup or whatever, and it's just crazy to me that you have to drop like, I don't know, 200 G or 500 or 1,000, I don't know. But that's nothing to do with Harvey. He needs to get paid as well, and it's rather a problem with the system, I guess. I will leave Harvey in B tier. There's not much to say about him. He's always nice, and I think that's great. Let's go, Leah. Leah. Oh my god, I love Leah. She's so nice and, I don't know, cute and cool. Okay, let me take it slow a bit. So the thing with Leah, same with Abigail, she just kind of reminds me of a lot of my friends in my friend group, and just same, and sorry, and also a bit of myself, because I have a lot of art friends, and sorry. I really like her. I think it's amazing that she came to the valley, to Pelican Town, to focus on her art, to get herself, I don't know, rooted with nature, draw inspiration from the beautiful scenery. And she's, I don't know, I feel like she's so mature. She has obviously lived more life than some of the other characters, because again, if I compare her with Abigail or, I don't know, Emily, I feel like there's a lot more experience there, a lot more self-reflection that maybe she has gone through. And I think she is one of the older townsfolks, or one of the older bachelors and bachelorettes. I think Leah, Harvey, and Elliot are the bit older ones. And I feel like with Leah, we especially have a sense of maturity and self-reflection. And I feel like with her, there is really a potential to foster a deep connection and a deep friendship where you can be honest and talk and voice criticism in a constructive way, and where you can also just kind of have fun with her. It's, I don't know, for example, the scene where there's the fruit in the tree and you're just helping her up, or yeah, I think that's it. You're helping her, and I don't know, I feel like there's again a lot of room for having fun and just a wonderful friendship and relationship maybe. I feel like with Leah you can really have a deep and meaningful connection, and I think that's amazing. Another thing, like, I could just imagine myself, because with Abigail I said I can just imagine having like an evening of playing board games and, I don't know, just talking, having fun, laughing, eating snacks. And with Leah, there's one thing I started doing with my friends, where, for example, when I celebrate my birthday, I invite my friends over and we just do a crafty afternoon where we can draw, craft, crochet, knit, make jewelry, or just play games together. And it's always so much fun with my friends, and I feel like there would be so much fun with Leah as well, and I can really imagine that. You know what? I'll put Leah in S tier. I have so many good things to say about her, and I really like her. But I also really like Abigail. We'll see. Let's leave it like that for now. Ooh, okay, next is Maru. Or Maru, I'm not sure. I always say Maru, I think. I like Maru. I think she's very cute. Again, same with some other characters, I have just not a lot of experience with Maru. We only had one cutscene, I think. And that's why I also don't have too much to say about her. But one thing I find really cool and that I can relate to myself is she is a woman in STEM. She is doing the technical stuff. She is doing the chemistry. She's doing the building robots and whatever. And I think that's so cool. As a technical chemistry student, I think we need more of that, and I love to see it. And I think that's very admirable because, I mean, she is not enrolled in university or whatever, and I feel like there and in the workplace there's a lot of discrimination still going on, a lot of unfair treatment, and I think it's amazing that she's doing it. I don't know where I wanted to go with that, but I think that's really great. And I can feel like the connection there. I feel like we would be great study buddies and friends who could, I don't know, study and then hang out and go for a cafe or something. And I think that's cool. And apparently she also, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but I've never gone into Harvey's clinic, only in like a cutscene, I think. But you can't just go inside during work hours, and I've never done that for some reason. But apparently Maru works there, and that's really cool. Like, she really does a lot, and I wonder if she has enough time for herself to take off, even if she likes the work, if she can just, do stuff just for herself. Because I do feel like there's kind of some pressure from Demetrius, even if it's where it feels like it's coming from a place of love. I feel like maybe it's kind of a thing where he wants her to be like that for himself, maybe more than for her. Not that, and I don't mean that she doesn't like all the stuff she's doing, but it feels like Demetrius kind of wants to mold her into this academically perfect, hardworking, and whatever technical girl that he himself wants to be. Magical girl Demetrius, I don't know. And I don't know, I do feel like even though there's no conflict between them, and like with the cutscene, for example, with the cutscene that we did have, where Demetrius is like, yeah, better not get too close to her because I wouldn't want her to get distracted. Like, think about that. Is he saying that out of a place of love for her, or out of his own desire to mold her into what he wants her to be and to have her be this perfect image of a child? It's very icky, and I feel like once she grows up and gets like a bit of space from that environment, of course I can't speak for her, and of course it's just a character, so we know it's different, but I feel like this is still traumatizing, and I feel bad for her, and Sebastian as well. But like, all of that is not her fault at all, of course. Yeah, let me think. What do I have to say about Maru? I think it's also amazing that she goes out at night to look at the stars. That's something I've always wanted to do. I remember one time when we went on a class retreat and we went out at night and I just laid down on the floor, and it was away on the countryside, very, very far away from the city, and I could see all those stars, and like with no houses that block your view and no lights shining and making all the stars disappear. And I'm always thinking about that. I'm always wishing, I don't know, it sounds so cheesy, but I always think, oh, I wish I could see all the stars. I wish I could lay down and see the gigantic vastness of the universe. It's so beautiful, and I feel like that would be such a beautiful bonding experience with Maru. And I don't know, I like her a lot. I will leave her in B tier because, again, there's not much that I know about her, but we'll put her in high B tier. Emily won't let that happen. Okay. Let's go and move on to Penny. Penny. Yeah, same with Penny, that I just don't have a lot of experience with her. I don't know, have we even had one cutscene with her? I don't remember. If we did, then I don't remember. Maybe there was something with the children? Wait, but maybe not. I'm not sure if there was a cutscene because there's a lot of times that she hangs out with the children. I think it's really admirable that Penny, like the Pelican Town, doesn't have a school. And those children, Jazz and Vincent, they would not have an education if it wasn't for Penny. And I cannot stress enough how important education is and how amazing it is that she is taking on that work. I mean, I have no idea what her qualifications are, but I feel like it's amazing that she does take on that work for the town. I'm not sure if she gets paid for it, because it would be very messed up if she just did all that work for free. So I'm guessing that she's getting paid. But also the fact that you have to pay for education is kind of messed up. But of course, if it's just a single person and not like a system, it's not something that we can blame on her, because there's no way she should be doing all that work for free. But regardless, I think that's amazing about her. And she's always nice and sweet. I don't know, with Penny, I feel like she's a very troubled individual. Like, you know, I know nothing about her, but sometimes you get that dialogue where she's like so not okay. And also that's a reason why I really haven't been wanting to get closer to Penny, is that I know that Pam is a horrible mother, and like, I don't know, I feel like she gets aggressive, she gets drunk a lot and has an alcohol problem. I don't know, I just imagine it to be a bit too triggering for me right now. That's why I don't really want to expand on this arc. And I feel for her. I wish we could like help her. But again, it's characters. I know that there's a level of with certain arcs, with certain types of stories where people are still actively in the situation. Same with Shane and I think like Sebastian as well, and maybe Maru. There's, in a video game, there's only so much room for what can be written into the story, what can be done and whatever. And like, it doesn't compare to a real life situation. So I don't know. It's kind of difficult to say. I will leave Penny right here because I don't have anything negative to say about her necessarily. I think it's amazing that she gives the children an education. I think she's always nice. And I think that Pam sucks and I feel sorry for her. Okay, let's move on to Sam. Oh, Sam is such a sweet boy. I really like Sam. I feel like he's just the kind of golden retriever kind of guy. I feel like when you talk to him, he could be wagging his tail and be like, oh yeah, that's so cool and whatever. And I like that about him. with Sam, I feel the same way, that I think there's a lot of room for friendship, and I can really see that. I feel like he's the kind of, I hope it's okay to say that, but I feel like he's a bit of an ADHD kind of person. That's the impression. I don't know. And I feel like I'm a bit on the opposite side of the spectrum. Does that make sense? And I think it would make for a let me think, because I don't want to say anything that might come off as offensive to anyone. Just in case, I want to say, please don't take this like super seriously. But I feel like it would make for a fun dynamic, because again, I'm like, and I don't want to make any health claims about myself, but yeah, let's put him in 8 here. I think there's a lot of fun to be had. Also the scene where with Sebastian and Sam, where you play D&D. Sorry if I'm getting ahead of myself, but I feel like if Abigail was also there, this would have been like the perfect gaming night or evening or afternoon. And I don't know, I can just imagine myself having so much fun with Sam. I like that he's kind of questioning the government. He's like, the governor is here, so what? It's just an old man. And I'm like, yeah, you go girl, boy, you go, Sam. And with the skating, I think it's nice that he can stand his ground to a certain degree. I mean, did he? Yeah, he's like, but we don't have like much stuff here, and if there was room for me to skate, I wouldn't skate here. And I'm like, yeah, you go, Sam. Good boy. I think his hair, like, you do you, man, but I don't know, I think I've mentioned this before, but I read a comment somewhere where a person wrote, like, if you touched his hair, it would be like rock hard or crunchy, and I'm like, ooh, I have problems with that kind of stuff. But I guess like, that doesn't speak about his character, and I don't mind that. Like, again, you do you. Oh, Sebastian! Let's go with Sebastian. Look at that, we got a nice symmetrical pyramid here. Nice. But that symmetry will be thrown off once we have ranked Sebastian. Let's see. I like Sebastian a lot. If you've watched like any of my videos, I think like you know this. I may have a bit of a crush. It's just, he reminds me a lot of my current partner, or of my partner, who is also very quiet, and once you get to know them, there is so much that you only find out after a long time, because like I always confuse the names. Sebastian, he is not a person to like tell you a lot about himself up front, but once you get closer to him, once you get to know him, there's so much to discover. And I think like the fact alone that he's one person who's just working on a video game like by himself, and he's doing all that work just because he wants to, I think that's amazing. And I think like that, I feel like that's so, no wait, I think that's so cool. And I admire that, and the fact that he sorry, brain lag. I think like he also likes comic books, he likes fantasy, he you have a whole cutscene where you play D&D together. That's like the coolest thing. And I don't know, I've always wanted to play D&D in real life, and I'm still kinda, a friend of me has still like extended an invitation, and we're still trying to find a time. But I think that's amazing, and I can also, same with those people, again, I can just imagine us having an amazing night where we play games and talk and have fun, and I really like Sebastian. And you know, He has long hair and he dresses in black. I like that. Okay. Only thing I don't like is that he does not that he does smoke. In real life, that would bother me a lot. If he tried to stop, that would be fine by me, but if he doesn't, I don't know. In real life, I would not like that at all. But I guess, with smoking and stuff like that, I have a lot of friends who do it to get away from self-harm and stuff, so I don't want to cast too much judgment upon him. And I don't want to, regardless of the reason, I never want to cast judgment on anyone who smokes. But I think it would be cool if he tried to stop. But yeah, to each their own. I think it's amazing that he always, he always plays billiard or pool billiard with his friends. They always have a nice night, a nice Friday evening at the saloon. That's very cool. I mean, same goes for those people. Oh, and the thing I forgot to say about Sam, I think it's amazing that he plays music and he has a band, and I think it's also so cool that they meet and make music together. If I had an instrument that wasn't so classical, like the flute, which I know you can also play in a band, but I don't know, I would love to join them. But I think that's also really cool about them. And wait, what else do I have to say about Sebastian? Yeah, right, there's one thing to be said about their relationship as siblings, Sebastian and Maru. It makes me kind of sad because, and also the whole Sebastian Demetrius thing. I don't know if I want to get into this because it is also a bit maybe too close for comfort for me right now. I know that Maru is kind of being a bit ignored by Sebastian, and I think you can say that sucks because it's not Maru's fault, but also I want to stress that with parents pitting you against each other, and Robin obviously just stays passive to the emotional violence that is going on there. There's a very, very difficult dynamic that gets created, and I know that because, from small trigger warning about parent and sibling comparison stuff, because since the day I could remember, my parents would also make me feel like I'm worse than my sister. I won't expand on it, but my sister and I, we always got along well, and still I feel because of all that comparison, because of all that never being good enough and never being enough like the other person, it creates a sense of resentment. And don't get me wrong, I love my sister. We have amazing communication, and we can talk in a very, very mature and loving way, and we are working on repairing that relationship that was destroyed by our parents. But I still have a difficult time being around her. I just kind of feel like crap. And that's why I can't put blame on Sebastian here, because he's still actively in a situation where he's constantly being made to feel like he's less than her, and he's not good enough, not working hard enough, not what Demetrius wants him to be. And I know you can say that his treatment to Maru is unfair, and it is, but I also feel like it's not his fault, and it's a complex situation that you maybe only really understand when you've been in it. And just to clarify, like, I have no relationship to my parents anymore, but I have a good relationship with my sister. And it just all takes time and work and patience. That's why I can't really put the blame on Sebastian, despite, of course, his treatment in regards to Maru is wrong. But like, he's actively a victim as well. And she's also actively a victim of her parents, but just in a different kind of way. Sorry for going on that whole tangent. Oh God, I'm sorry. I really like Sebastian. I put him in S tier because, like, he's... I love him. He's, quiet, and I like that. I mean, I also like outgoing people, but I don't know, I vibe with that. And I just like him in general. Let's move on to Shane, the last character we have. Oh no, this is a difficult one. Oh God, because Shane, I have to be fair. And the thing is, with Haley, I haven't gotten to know Haley. And like with Alex, same with him. They are just kind of rude and mean-spirited. And Shane is no different. And the reason why I have complicated feelings about this is because with Haley, I feel like she's just kind of mean girl, while with Shane, I feel like his treatment of you once you get to, or when you still haven't gotten to know him, it comes out of a place of being very unwell, and so I see more reasoning behind his behavior for now. Again, I don't know, because I haven't gotten to know Haley a lot yet. But also, like, comparing it, Penny is also in a difficult situation, and she is not being very rude and mean. And it's kind of difficult to compare all that. The thing is, does it explain his behavior? Yes, absolutely. Does it justify it? Like, all his issues, I mean. Because, like, no. It doesn't... Having a lot of problems and troubles doesn't justify being mean to a person, of course. And I don't know, I have full-on empathy and understanding and care for his situation. And he's a person where I feel like he just needs a loving environment. Someone who's, like, there to listen and just be there without judgment, and be there without expectations and stuff, because Marnie doesn't provide that. She's being, like, when she said, "You're so lazy, all you do is mope around," or whatever, that's not the environment you should be in when you struggle with depression and alcoholism. And I feel like he just needs someone to be there. But I also need to be fair. And the thing is, and what makes the situation even more complicated is that I think he's the legal guardian of Jazz. And, like, obviously Jazz is around him, and Jazz, she even saw him having, like, an episode and lying on the floor, pass out drunk and stuff, and that's extremely traumatizing. And, like, she started crying and running out, and that is just not a safe environment for a child to be in. I don't know what the best solution to this situation would be. And like, of course he can't just be better for her and, oh, okay, now I'm fine because I need to be better for Jazz. I know it doesn't work like that. And I have empathy for his situation, like fully. But like, if Jazz is there and if she's being like actively traumatized and stuff, he needs to find solutions. By that, again, I don't mean getting better and just not drinking, but like actively searching out help, actively, trying to get help and stuff. I think that is his responsibility, and, creating an environment where he is like encouraging Jazz to talk about her feelings if she wants that, like making so she feels like she can express maybe her sadness and anger and whatever in regards to this whole situation. Yeah, it's very complex. And right now I feel like, again, same with some other characters, I feel like there's so much potential for him to grow into a very sweet and kind and caring person. And I feel like he is very nice once you get to know him. And I don't know, I think it's also great the cutscene we got where he's directing the Joja advertisement and he's like, okay, this is what I want you to do, this is my creative vision. And where he like, I don't know, I think that's very admirable and cool, and I like that about him. But I have to be fair, like, is he as nice as all those people in B tier? He is not. And again, the thing with Jazz adds another layer of complication and responsibility that he has. So I'm gonna have to put him in C tier. And like, I'm gonna be honest, like comparing Elliot and Shane, it's so different, because with Elliot I feel like there's just a sense of contempt. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. And with Shane, it's like completely different. I cannot compare these two. I cannot say that Shane is, or that Elliot is, because he's always nice and stuff. Like, it's so it's so difficult for me. I'm gonna have to put Shane in C tier. But there's so much room for growth, so much room for like maturing and learning and reflection and stuff. So it's all like please know all of this is not judgmental. I mean, I'm judging them right now, but I hope you know what I mean. Let's go through this list again to see like the more like close-up rankings. I don't know how much I'm gonna change or if I'm gonna change anything, but we'll see. Okay, so an S tier. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. With Leah, or wait, with Sebastian, I feel like he's the quiet kind of person that you only like learn more about, especially regarding like their views and opinions and stuff, and like their level of self-reflection and maturity. I feel like he does have all of that, but I feel like I say so much, I feel like I'm sorry. It's just that you don't really know unless you've really gotten to know him even better. With Leah, I really feel her being so, I don't know, she's so grounded and seems so self-reflected and so genuinely kind. And he also, a lot of people seem genuinely kind, but I might leave that here. I really appreciate her. And also the fact that she had a whole art show. That's something that takes so much courage. Presenting all the things you've worked on for such a long time to the whole town and speaking about your inspiration and stuff. That's also so cool. That's another thing I forgot to say about her. You know what? I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Am I? I don't know. I don't know if I can rank those two. I'm gonna leave it like that. And same here. I like the way it is now. And also with them, have I said this before? I'm not sure if I said it, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. But with them, there is apparently a cutscene that if you don't get it before year 2, you just never get it again. Like, it's, I think maybe his 4-heart cutscene or something. I think it's in regards to Kent, because he does return in year 2. And that kind of sucks that I missed it. But yeah, that's just on a side note. I feel like that's also good, the ranking that we have here. Okay, things are getting more complicated from here on. Am I leaving Emily here? Or do I like Harvey more? Or Penny? I don't know. Oh god, I really don't know enough about them to say anything. Or should I put Harvey like there? Or like that? I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave Maru in first of the B tier, or at the front of B tier. But like the rest, I don't know, like Emily? The reason is, like, Emily, I feel like she's really hardworking, and it's so kind of her to like offer to help out, to offer us to use her sewing machine, to like be this hardworking and still always be nice and stuff. I admire that. But also, like, I'm not gonna be honest. Wait, what? No, wait. I'm gonna be honest. That's what I wanted to say. Emily, kind of scary. I feel like she could stare into your soul and like give you a nightmare vision of her drugging you with her magic crystals or something. I don't know. Is it? Am I like the only person who feels like that? I mean, go off, Queen. Honestly, let's just leave it like that. Okay. Let's move on to C tier. I don't know, does Haley really deserve to be in D tier? I'm not sure. Oh god, I don't know. I guess it's also kind of personal preference kind of thing, or like a vibes kind of thing, because I'm not sure. But can I really justify to put Haley in D tier? But also, do I like Haley? But also, do I feel like I would like her if I got to know her? Maybe. Oh god. Okay, wait, let's check this first. I feel like the thing with Alex, it's fine right now. I think he's so many things he needs to work out. He's still so young, and I don't know how long it has been that he's been out of this horrible situation that he's been like dealing with, and with his mother as well, since when he is like alone. When I had that cutscene, I could see myself in him a lot. It's just stuff that takes so much time and reflection and just patience with yourself. That's why But I guess the same goes for Shane. Like, I can't personally relate to his situation, except for the depression part, but stuff like that, it just takes so much time and patience and forgiveness towards yourself. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. With Elliot, you know what? It's kind of like, I know it might seem unfair, but the thing is just like vibes. You know, can I imagine myself being best friends with Elliot? No. Can I imagine us being friendly and like casual, like like, hey, how you doing kind of friends, yes. And with Haley, I don't know, because she's just kind of a bit of a bully. But I might leave it at that for now. Wait, that's very symmetrical. I might leave it at that, because obviously there's so many characters we haven't gotten to know yet. So much, like, growth that has to be, like, achieved. That's a weird thing to say, because you never stop growing and evolving as a person and changing. I feel like there is a lot of potential, let's say that, for a lot of characters, and I can't say that I like necessarily dislike anyone. So I feel like that's fine. There's no one where I'm like, oh, I hate them. That might change in the future if we get to know a character better. Who knows? Oh, spicy. And like some people might rank higher in the future as well. So I think I might leave it at that. I know it's a bit controversial, and obviously all of that, it's just in good fun. It's just like a video game. It's not that serious. But I hope I offended no one, because I'm gonna leave the ranking at that. What do we say about that? I don't know what we say about that. Nice. Thanks for coming along on this ride. Please let me know all of your opinions. If you disagree, feel completely free to say that and like explain why and how you feel about certain characters, or like what horrible judgmental decision I made. I'm open to reading all of that. if you have anything to say at all, because you know what, I'm curious. I'm just super curious what all of you think, because obviously we all are so different. We have different preferences, different experiences, a different character, and I'm just kind of curious. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I hope I didn't go on too many tangents, and if you're still watching, thanks so much for coming along. And thanks for being here, and also thanks for your patience. Again, I can't really record Stardew videos right now because like my laptop just keeps corrupting the files, and I can't keep going like that because I want to maintain a certain level of quality, and it just kind of sucks if I always have to be like, oh, sorry, my laptop messed up again. And it, for some reason, it only happens with Stardew. I don't know why, but that should be figured out soon. Like my setup is soon to be complete, and I'm so excited to get back into playing again. Thank you guys for your patience, and I will stop rambling now. Thanks for watching, and hopefully until next time. Goodbye.